There is a big difference between how public funds are used in my country and in other countries, because we do not have, we are a poor country and we don't have any funds allowed for culture. And there is the minimum one for infrastructure but not for production. So in that case, we have a little more freedom because we can actually produce our own work, although of course there are other limitations. But at the same time, it is very clear that you cannot create alternative institutions. So in the case of Cuba, we have very little alternative institution. More and more we have seen new civic institutions actually, because in the arts there are not so many. And I think it is different because maybe in countries who are not poor, working with the institution has to do with visibility, with ways in which your work can be visible, ways in which your what you want to say to people can be visible. In these other countries, in countries like Cuba and other countries who have no support, that is actually translated into survival. So it is not only about being visible, but about surviving in the most basic way. So I think it is hard when it is very clear what the boundaries are, and that the boundaries are political. Even when you have the money, a lot of people do not even think about opening alternative institutions. In my case, and the case of other artists, we have tried to do so. And for me, the problem creating alternative institutions is when you decide that you should close it. Because when you create alternative institutions, you have a time span, you have a time frame in which you can really be free before acquiring a series of political debts and emotional debt, and also acquiring something that goes beyond the responsibility, which is actually not betraying the original idea for which you had created that alternative institution. So I think in the case of culture, we should be sure that even when we create alternative institutions, we do it knowing that we should close them, that they should not become institutions on its own, because then they will go into reproduce the cycle they're trying to criticize.